Hi guys, this is Starcraft and welcome to the series of Starcraft English commentary. This is going to be a private commentary released early for those who support me. There are 3 ways for you to support me. You can buy me instant coffee, you can join with our YouTube subscription plans, or you can patronize me. The links on how to do those things are in the video description. If you're one of the earliest supporters, you're going to be watching this game before the others, and if you wonder what that is, we're going to be having a playlist in the comment section. So if you are a supporter, just click on that playlist and you're going to be able to see this movie before it's released public. And those videos will not have any ads, whereas the non-supporting videos will have some ads. So that's what it is for you. This is going to be a guaranteed to be epic game. I haven't seen this game, but I know it's epic. Don't ask me why. I have some, major Notre Dame hunchback instinct as to whether this game is going to be epic or not. It's going to be Bisu versus Royal. The map is Citadel. As you can see on the bottom left corner of the screen, this is what the map looks like. 4-player map that kind of reminds you of Vermeer-ish, right? Except that you have these kind of central flower. Very interesting, placement of mineral patches. It seems to me like the third base is a little bit hard to hold for Protoss against Zerg, and a little bit hard to hold for Terran against Protoss as well. And as of today is actually February 21st when I'm casting this, but I'm going to be watching this game a little bit later. If you're not if you're not a supporter, and the ELO ranking looks like this. So it looks like Bisu is number 3. Of course, we have Snow, who's back at the top spot, and Royo is number 10. So both the players are very good, very much up there. But Bisu has got the ELO advantage, about 100 ELO more than his opponent. So let's see if it's going to be having something prepared for us. And as you know, recently Bisu's been like just on fire, and he's been doing it against Terran with his infamous Arbiter build. We haven't seen Arbiters back, in pro leagues for a long time. But I'm glad it's going to be the revolutionist Bisu who kind of bring back an old build and make it entertaining for all of us. With the spawning position bottom left for Bisu and top right for Royal in the blue and teal color respectively, it feels to me like this is very much what Bisu needs for his Arbiters, because what you want to have when you play that kind of style is you need to have kind of undetected economy. Your enemy cannot see what you're doing, cannot see the tech inside the buildings and stuff like that for a long time, and your enemy would not have a chance to kind of attack you before your Arbiters are ready. So I feel like all of those kind of elements are here for Bisu if he wishes to go for that route. But anyways, of course, we still may see some shadows with Reavers and High Templars, or we might see some carriers at some point. But anyways, looks like Royo comes out there, but he's not scouting. Okay, now he comes in with another SV to come into scout. Looks like Bisu is getting ready for an expansion. He is not yet gone for the robotics upgrades. He is the core range upgrade, so he will not have the Goon range for some time. And another player like Light might try to punish the Protoss player by going for 5 or 6 Marines, 1 tank, 1 vulture attack right at this point. But it looks like Bisu is going to be having just a good time. Instead of a Dune coming up very fast, so it's going to be a rush to Dark Templar. And this feels to me like it's just a way to kind of quickly get into Arbiters, because Bisu is so lazy. You just want to get into Arbiters, so just go halfway there by going Dark Templar first, and just defend yourself against any kind of incoming attacks from tanks and stuff like that, and just pray to God that everything works out. Let's see if Royo is going to be aware of that situation. He's got 1 vulture out in the field. He's got factory with an add-on, so that seems good. Only a single Dragoon from Bisu. Of course, that Dragoon has been damaged from that encounter, so it's going to be heavy to come back. Okay, looks like we're seeing something building at the bottom right corner of the screen. It might be a starport. So the counter for Royal is going to be drops. Yeah, looks like the starport has the add-on now. Okay, maybe it's going to have the add-on soon. I'm not so sure. He's still building it. That's right. We're going to be seeing both of the players transitioning into the second base now, with probes and SVs getting transferred. Looks like Dragoon range is not even started, and Bisu's going for a 1-gate Dark Templar rush. This is very interesting. We often see a double gate star rush, but this is a little bit more different. It's gonna be just this is complete all in for Bisu. If he is not able to pull off any significant damage, he might die before his Arbiters come into play here. Looks like Royo starts to push out with 2 vultures, 3 Marines, because he's thinking, why aren't you pushing my base with something? and I also want to get ready for my drop. So I'm gonna have to kind of pull units out here, and just make sure that you have to work a little bit for your meals here. The first Vulture comes through. The Dragoon doesn't have range, and maybe Royal knows the Vulture needs to get pulled back now. The Vulture is pulled back at just the right time and saved by the bell here. The first mines get placed down, so Bisu will not have a chance to go for an expansion. Of course, he's gonna be just waiting for his Dark Templar. He needs to kind of clear the paths though. The northern part has been blocked by mines, so the other ways for him to kind of go out there is gonna be going towards the eastern path here. Dragoon's gonna be just watching that area, but we're gonna be having the drop coming through. Okay, this is Shadow and Reaver drop, excuse me, Shadow and Dark Templar drop, excuse me. I did not follow the game close enough, so it's gonna be one gate, Shadow, Dark Templar, a single Dark Templar. But of course, let's see where the mines are placed here. Several mines are placed on the right hand side of Bisu's expansion, but the northern side, the left side, he doesn't have anything. And we're gonna be seeing Royal frantically trying to get up engineering bay and turrets. Of course, he doesn't know what's going on. This is all instinctive here from him. It's not that he actually have he's working basically on off of his star sense here. Doesn't have any kind of indication as to what he's going. We're gonna be having drop on drop here. Looks like Bisu is gonna be arriving a little bit later, but good reaction. One probe, one Vulture attacking his base. We're gonna be having double Vulture comes in. This Dark Templar, we need to do some work though. And probes getting pulled frantically. The Bisu's Shadow also arrived on screen on the other side of the map. Let's look at that, but this was just doing a lot of damage, insane damage. Looks like the Shadow comes in now. What does Bisu have? Turrets, and oh my god, the Shadow get destroyed. So Bisu suffered a severe casualty in that attack. Look at the supply. Royal is up by about 3 supplies, so I'm gonna say that it's gonna be Bisu who loses this game. Of course, he's the revolutionist, so do not count him out. What other tricks does Bisu have in his bags? He's gonna park his Dark Templar inside his enemy's expansion for the time being because he didn't want to kind of get it killed. He's possibly waiting for the shield to kind of recover a little bit. And by sometimes supply is dead even. Is Bisu going for Stargate? He's getting ready. Yeah, he's gonna be going for Stargate out of just a double gateway, and even before Dragoon range is finished. So this is very ballsy and kind of all in for Bisu because he's lost the first engagement. He lost several probes. He's lost his Shadow. He's of course gonna soon be losing his Dark Templar. So this is kind of a way for Bisu to get back. He needs to expand soon, I think, at some point. But supply-wise, it's not looking good for Bisu. He's only had by about 5 or 6 supply here. Royal is combing the map with his Vultures, checking out any kind of potential third base, and it looks like Bisu might be looking to take the third base at the 6 o'clock position. Okay, even a Dragoon died. I mean, Bisu is a little bit sloppy here, but the game is not yet over. But I'm gonna say that Royal has a definitive advantage going to the mid game. He might just do a huge push and take out Bisu before anything is even planted anywhere. For now, Bisu's got just double gateway going with I think 7 or 8 Dragoons tops, and Royal's already pushing out. He's pushing out with an expansion. I don't really like this. If I was Royal, I would just go and just make a lot of factories. Of course, a minute or 2 ago, and just push forward and just crush Bisu before even he needs to take another expansion. But it looks like he's going to be going with a small force, and he might just not attack. He looks like Royal is gearing up for third base, so he's going to stay at home. He scans correctly though and sees that Bisu's gone for early arbiters, and he allows Bisu to go for an expansion. This is interesting here from Royal. The starport has been lifted at the bottom right corner of the screen, so we will not see any kind of incoming dropship soon, unless if there's already another dropship inside Royal's base. We shall see soon what happens with that dropship. Looks like gearing up for defensive positions here from Royal at the 12 o'clock. So the game is going to be coming nicely towards a macro-oriented game, and you know what? Royal kind of blew his chances, I feel, of closing out the game. In the early stages, got a lot of ground army advantage. Of course, you don't know the supply differences between the 2 players, and only now he knows his enemies got only 2 gates. Now Bisu's got a few more gates, 4 gates total, and the Arbiter, the Stargate is blinking. That means that Arbiter is going to get produced soon. Bisu will need a cannon in all of these bases, because one dropship going from the bottom right corner of the screen towards the bottom left would take out like several probes. What is this? Dark Templar dancing in the dark here. He takes out a single SCV. He takes out another SCV. Let's see, we're going to be having a scan soon to clear out that Dark Templar. No, he takes out 2 SCV. We have a scan somewhere, but it's not being utilized. And now we're going to be having a scan, and so that Dark Templar finally dies after taking out several units. But supply-wise, Bisu is on the same supply as Royal. He's gone for another expansion, I think, at the inner 730 position. That might be what that blue blurb looks like, or it may just be a group of Dragoons. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna be looking forward to the upgrades. Now, when you play Arbiters as Protoss, you can go for Stasis first, or you can go for Recall first. And Stasis is a little bit safer to play because you can kind of defend as well with your Stasis. You can also attack, but Recall you can only attack, you cannot defend. Anyways, we're gonna be having a dropship that might goes inside here. Bisu's got cannons in the main. He's got cannons in the third base. He doesn't have a cannons in the expansion though. Royo has scanned, so he might decide where to drop. He's gonna drop here, but yeah, he will not be able to do that much damage because Dragoons are in position. Buildings blocking everything, and finally Royo smartly evacuates the rest of the dropship. He looks like Dragoon's coming out to intercept, and just as the observer is there to spot as well, the dropship dies. So that is a small victory in Bisu's favor. Bisu's back in the supply advantage of about 13 to 14 supply, and he's got his 4 bases set up. He's got his first Arbiter set up as well, and he's getting ready to take a 5th base at the 10 o'clock position. So I feel like the early advantage has been squandered by Royo. I guess his one chance to win this game is going to be waiting for mid to late game push with +1 armor and +2 weapons upgrade maybe, because going for an early game push has completely not worked out for him up until this point. I guess he didn't even try. Yeah, but anyways, we'll take a look at the upgrade soon now. I think it looks to me like the first Arbiter is going to be coming out already. Stasis could be, like I mentioned before, Stasis is something that the Protoss player can work on. But of course, just waiting for Recall is also a nice idea. +1 weapons done on the tanks. Dragoons and stuff like that, I would say that no upgrades, or maybe just +1 weapons. The 5th base coming up for Bisu, and Bisu is very ballsy, and I feel like Terran players are allowing the Arbiter player to go for this kind of really aggressive expansion. I don't really like that. If I was Terran, I would try to say that of course you don't have Reavers, you don't have Shadow, you don't have godlike skills like Snow, so I'm gonna come out there and crush you before Arbiters become operational. Even after Arbiters are there, if they don't have enough energy for Stasis, I would just attack you anyways. Looks like Bisu is gearing up for Recall. This might be a fake Recall. It's got 135 energy. No, it might be a real Recall. Bisu is gearing up and grouping all of his forces in the center of the map. He needs to transfer probes to his new base before the Recall starts though, so he can have ample income to remake forces when the Recall get botched. A lot of mines are getting set up. Yeah, the Arbiters is getting ready as well. Let's see if this Recall is going to be successful for my friend Bisu. The Arbiters have 150 energy. Bisu is waiting for the upgrade possibly. Maybe the upgrade is not yet kicked in, but for the timing, Dragoons are going to be clearing the areas on the left side. He's got a Shadow and some Zelle out here. Bisu is still waiting. He's still waiting. He's not yet recalled yet. He's gonna wait maybe to transfer probes to the new base to make sure that everything is gonna get set up nicely. He's gonna be going for another base at the bottom right corner on the map as well. 6 bases for Protoss against 5 bases for Terran is great. Oh my god, he's going for so many bases. I mean, this is kind of very deceptive and sly and cheeky from Bisu here. Instead of recalling, which usually he would do, he would just not do it. He's returning home. So I don't know if he upgraded stasis or recalls or energy, but I would say that this is a strategy that sometimes I use on ladders. I would build very early arbiters. I will upgrade stasis, but that is purely for defensive mechanism, and I just fly my arbiters around, and I just want to make sure that my enemy sees it very, very nicely. Oh my god, we not yet transferred probes, so it's a new base. And you know what? The enemy is gonna just sit at home, set up mines, turrets, siege tanks and stuff like that, but they will not move out and attack. And during this time, I gobble up the entire map. So this is the skill that Bisu's learned from me, guys. Looks like finally Royo's figure out what's happening. It's gonna going towards the top left corner of the screen. We have a single cannon, but this group gets caught in the middle, and that's not very, very nice. These soldiers cannot do that much damage at all. They get caught in transit, but they will go towards the 4th base, and probes are gonna get massacred. How many probes will get through? None. Okay, just a single probe gets through. More probes getting destroyed, and Bisu, I mean, he should have sent probes like 5 minutes ago. But anyways, at least he's gonna be able to clear out the entire vulture line, I think, at least most of it. And now he's safe to move out his probes. Maxed out army is incoming for both the players here. Yeah, Bisu needs to transfer probes now. Like now. I mean, he's got kind of decent probe saturation in a lot of bases. Okay, a lot of bases getting set up everywhere. Bisu's expanded like a Zerg player, and Royo lets him. He needs to push forward and cut Bisu's army, break Bisu to half here. This is what Royo needs to do, but a lot of Xenolots don't have lag at this point in time. Very interesting. So many cannons set up everywhere, and we're going to be having max out. Bisu's got a Shadow and double arbiters with a lot of stasis. He's got the energy upgrade. Yeah, this is the build that I often go for as well on ladder, which is go for stasis upgrade and then energy upgrade. Don't go for recall upgrade. The recall upgrade will be the last upgrade I will do. Probes getting caught in transit here, and Bisu pulls back and he will save. Oh my god, he's so slow. He's so slow. He's lost so many probes. Even I can play a better probe transfer than Bisu, man, I think, during that engagement. Yeah, but finally these vultures comes inside the 5th base of the Protoss player. There's nothing. There's just a few cannons and more probes getting destroyed. Of course, Royo is not seeing it. He's gonna take out 2 more probes at the exchange of several vultures getting caught in transit here. And so I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be Bisu who kind of won that engagement. Supply-wise, Bisu 195 and Royo 192 here. We're gonna be gearing up for big major battles. We need to expect at least 3 or 4 stasises. If Bisu can pull off 3 or 4 stasises, he basically won the battles, I think. Okay, 4 bases for the Terran army as well. More probes getting caught in transit. And Bisu, what are you doing? Oh my freaking god! He loses so many probes like left and right. And this is really hampering his economy and his ability to kind of regenerate the army in the mid game. Looks like a major recall happening at the top club, and we have a lot of turrets getting set up. We might have stasis. No, we don't have. Excuse me, we don't have EMP on that arbiters. A lot of mines and science vessels and turrets getting ready though. We're gonna be having another recall somewhere. Bisu's gearing up his forces. Got very few probes in some of the bases though. That's not something I don't like about it. We're gonna be having a major army engagement in the middle of the map though. This is beautiful Starcraft. This is what we like to see from 2 veterans. We have a shadow with God knows what inside. Bisu's not yet engaged. Royo's not yet engaged. Both the players are floating minerals. Bisu had 1000 minerals. Royo 2900 minerals. Both the players just not really attacking each other. But we might see Bisu trying to sandwich his enemies, waiting for his enemy to cross this middle ground. The map of Citadel, you have this beautiful flower in the middle. And it's gonna be Royo who's gonna try to cross that area. And this might be his doomsday, as you can see at the bottom left of the screen. That beautiful flower is gonna be the graveyard of Royo. If he tries to cross it, he's gonna come forward. It's gonna be having stasis. Oh no, not yet. We have the first stasis. Oh my god, looks like Royo's army get crushed in the middle, maybe. No, but not enough forces, not enough Protoss forces to take out things. The rest of the armies from Bisu's not yet engaged, but Bisu's got a lot of stasis remaining, I think. There are just 5 or 6 tanks left in the engagement, but we need to have more Protoss army coming out. Bisu's got 4 arbiters not being used. Need to remake army ASAP before the stasis wears out. And also recreate his army here. Looks like the tanks are going to be reaching the 9 o'clock position with a lot of ground forces coming out, and Bisu is gonna have to fight hard. Looks like 4 arbiters getting ready to cast something. I don't know. Looks like the tanks are in position already, but we're having a nice stasis casting on the 3 tanks. Yeah, the 3 tanks get stasis first, and then these more tanks on the back get stasis. Arbiters already done the work they need to do. We need to have a scan now. The scan is created, but just so many reinforcement of Protoss coming from the back. Will we have some kind of reinforcement from Royo? So we might have some reinforcement from Royo. Looks like it's got tanks on the high ground sieging, and Bisu comes forward with a lot of forces trying to reinforce, but he's got a low ground disadvantage. He's got so many forces that are going to melt like butter on the low ground. Bisu clear out some forces, but not enough. He spams Zelle out. He spams forces coming out of all of his, all the 4 corners of the, all the 3 corners of the earth, excuse me, and more base getting set up by Royo. Royo is up to 5 base now if he can keep it. Bisu 175 supply, Royo 195. Just max out army by both the players. Bisu saves some of his arbiters, and he comes back and nice D-Matrix that saves that tank. And the 3rd base for Bisu is going to be falling. He's got some cannons in that area, but not enough. And this bottom right quadrant from Bisu is not really mining effectively. If Royo can clear up the gateway, the gateways at the top left, then Bisu will not have a more area to kind of spawn out forces. Bisu is trying to regroup and circumvent his enemy by going towards the right side of the map, but looks like Royo comes in and destroy the top left base. If he can eat out this base, there's going to be no more bases for Bisu on that side. And Royo can solidify his position. Then Bisu can try to go for recall now. He didn't try to go for recall earlier, but he could try that now. So few probes from Bisu on the bottom right corner of the map. I always tell you guys when you are watching my VODs that as a Protoss player in this kind of position, you need to mine out the bases nearer to your enemy, so that by the time that your enemy gets to that area, you'll be having a chance to kind of pull those probes back. Looks like a lot of kind of haphazard stasis here. A lot of arbiters work with high temperatures as well in this group. I cannot cast because there's so much action happening. It looks like Science Vessel is going to cast a nice EMP. 1 arbiter died. We might have more arbiters in the back, and Bisu pulls back after the engagement. I don't feel like Bisu's got the right unit composition to fight in that battle. But anyways, what do we have here? And in the middle of the map, Bisu is trying to regroup his enemy, his forces, excuse me, and his enemy is also trying to kind of rebuild the tanks and pull them together supply-wise. Bisu 170 and Royo 192. Bisu just come out and just continuously bang his head against the wall. Royo takes the top left on the screen though. He goes for the 6th base. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that is the 6th base of Terran. When the Terran gets to 6 bases, I feel like that's just, you know, reaching the limit here. Bisu is saving a lot of arbiters in a very, very difficult place to scan for Royo. Royo would not be able to find those arbiters if he scans, if he knows what Bisu is thinking. That's the only way for him to scan those areas, but otherwise he would not be able to scan. Nice storm on the okay, nice EMP that hits I think all of the high temperatures, all of the HDs, and now we're gonna be having triple arbiters running around looking for places to attack. Only +1 shield is on the arbiters. And Bisu, yeah, Bisu, we need to like mine more from the bottom right. We can mine out those spaces more. It's gonna be nice too. Archon's not really doing the damage, but Bisu comes in from all angles. It's gonna be a huge engagement, and the stream is not really working out for me. I'm sorry for that, guys. But anyways, 4 arbiters come through. He stasis, 1 stasis, 2 stasis. He's gonna stasis the rest of the tanks in the back, and he comes through even further with Archons. He pulls back. He said, you know, enough is enough. I'm not gonna just try to attack you just now. I will just wait for my you know, army to recharge. And the battle is gonna end right here. Bisu pulls back with several of arbiters, and he needs to save his dragoons though. Save the dragoon because the tank's power is really strong. Alright, what do we have here from Bisu? Bisu down to 150 supply, Royo 191 supply. Royo pushes forward even more with a lot of ground forces. Okay, at least his command center is not allowed to land, and some of the gateway are still producing units at the top left of the screen. So I'm not so sure if why Royo allowed his enemy to kind of come out there and not really take out those gateways completely. Now Bisu is going to get boxed and need to transfer probe services. Okay, we have a hallucination. Oh my god, what is a hallucination for? Is it for recall? Is it for the major battles? It might be for the major battle though, because this Bisu is not in a position to recall anywhere at all. Bisu, the revolutionist, is reviving the art of hallucination against Terran. Of course, we all know Bisu is the guy who revived the art of what he revived, Dark Templar and Corsairs, I guess, against Zerg. But against Terran, he's reviving hallucination, and he's one of the top tier Protoss player against Terran right now in February 2024. So watch out for him in the next ASL, which shall start in about, I think, 1 week or 2 weeks or something like that. Anyway, the recalls are gonna come now. We have a lot of arbiters coming in, double arbiters recalling 2 ways. He's recalling a lot of forces, recalling even more arbiters. The Terran base is gonna get completely wiped out. And the beautiful thing about this attack is that it's gonna be able to force Royo to pull back all of his forces. He needs to kind of pull back and save his base. Yeah, he's got another command center at the 3 o'clock position. But Bisu can just park one of the arbiters in that area to try to come back and recall that area later. So that is not an issue here. Royo is floating minerals, 4,000 minerals. Bisu 600 minerals. We might have another recall soon. Bisu needs to group. Okay, more recall, and the arbiters has already done the damage it needs to do. That is a beautiful EMP though on that entire group of dragoons. But we might still have more recall. And Royo scrambling to get back on the other left side of the map. Is going to park some tank. That is a beautiful storm. More storm clearing out so many tanks. We might have one more recall on that group of forces. We might have a lot of recall. This is so many recalls. And now those dragoons and zealots going to be on the high ground. The tanks on the low ground. The dragoons will come out to support. We might even have more recall. This is the way that to play arbiters, man. Bisu shows to the world that as a Protoss player in 2024, you can play without shadows and reavers and fast speed on your flying units. You can just play it the old school way, clearing out everything. Bisu is ahead by about 30 supply. Does Royo remake factory somewhere else? I'm not so sure, because all of his production buildings is going to get completely destroyed here. Bisu needs one more recall. If he can pull out one more recall, he's going to be cleared for the win here. But for the time being, he's going to be clearing out a lot of mines on the other side of the map. Yeah, just attack that mine and pull back. Bisu is going to try to pull back. A lot of ground forces come out though. Bisu is also attacking the base at the 3 o'clock position, clearing out. Okay, he's not able to clear out just yet, but we need to have more recall or stasis or something. These 3 arbiters don't have energy. That is a nice stasis. EMP, excuse me, on that group of arbiters, and we have 3 arbiters. One arbiter's got 140 energy though. That might be another recall coming up soon. But no, Bisu decides to attack the ground forces. He's going to try to clear out the 3 o'clock position, which is a nice idea. He's gonna leave one of the arbiters with full of energy back though. He needs 148 energy is good. He can clear out this base at the 3 o'clock position and recall the entire group of forces inside of Royo's main. Okay, we're seeing some turrets getting set up, which is nice. But Royo would not be able to win this game. There's no way another SC trying to repair and take out that turret is not able to really complete the job here. We might have another recall coming up soon though. He needs to recall now. He needs to know that he's got enough energy in those 3 arbiters. Save your arbiters. So many energy in that on those arbiters. Save them. Okay, he knows. He knows how much energy he's got. He's gonna move his arbiters into 2 different locations and wait for the Protoss. Okay, nice stasis on that group of forces. I'm gonna recall right over every goddamn thing. The entire factory line. That is a money shot recall. So many forces, and Royo is bleeding. He's got so many factories, but he's not able to produce anything. And now Dragoon's gonna destroy tanks on the low ground. Need to move some of the forces on the other side of the map though, because the Dragoon's kind of boxed in, which is not nice. We might have a stasis on that bridge. If we can get a stasis on the bridge, would be nice. No, he doesn't stasis on the bridge, but he's clearing out so many forces. Bisu, can he win? Bisu is ahead by about just 10 supply, but his enemy doesn't have that many factories. Oh my god, High Templars eat up the mine though, which is not good. And Bisu is gonna try to attack the middle area, but now it's gonna be Royo who takes the the top left area of the map. Bisu, we need to come in and try to exploit the situation. He doesn't have enough minerals though. That is going to be the problem of Bisu. He's clearing out a lot of forces, but finally Royo regains his base after 10 minutes of madness. Royo regains his base. He's going to be able to rebuild a lot of factories. He needs to like spam turrets now. He's got 1000 minerals just to spam his entire turret lines and remake them. What can Bisu do? He can recall. Yeah, he does a recall at the 10 o'clock position, clearing out a lot of the SCV there, but these 2 high levels are gonna get wasted in the middle of the map, which is not good. Yeah, Bisu is gonna be able to reclaim and take out this base, but now the issue for him is that he doesn't have enough bases himself. So if Royo knows exactly where Bisu is located, he can just come out there and clear out what Bisu's got. Bisu's very much like cash strapped. He's got so few minerals and so few gas. Whereas Royo still gone 1000, so you know Royo can just spam turrets. He can spam vultures, spam supply depot. I guess he doesn't really need that many supply depot, but he can spam a lot of things. Nice storm from the low ground from Bisu. He needs to clear out those tanks. He cleared one tank, he cleared the other tank. He's going to be able to pull back here if he wishes to. No, he plows forward, which I don't really like. We're going to be having a Dark Templar come out of this group of gateways here. We still have an Arbiter getting ready for some more recall. Need to hide that Arbiters somewhere in the back here. And Royo is gonna push forward. He needs to retake the base because Royo is also bleeding in minerals. He's effectively only mining out of 2 of the center bases at the inner 2 o'clock position and the inner 10 o'clock position. So he's also needing a lot of money now because his money's dropped down to 400. What can Bisu do? What can Royo do? Looks like Royo said, okay, first I'm gonna destroy these 3 gateways because those are the gateways have been being really annoying in the past. Bisu comes out with more forces and we're gonna be having a recall, a stasis. He's recall over this group of forces. I don't really like that. Of course, these tanks are not siege, so they're gonna get destroyed. But the pylon get destroyed in the action though. So at least it's good trade for Bisu. Bisu's trading effectively supply-wise. Royo's ahead by about 10-20 supply though. At least Bisu's regaining the bases at the bottom right corner of the map. So he's gonna be having some amount of minerals here. He needs to recall the main at some point. He can need to go out and recall the main once again. If he can recall in the main, it's gonna be great. He can try to do some hallucination and recall in the main. He's waiting for energy. He needs to hide those arbiters somewhere. We need to take the upgrades. I don't think upgrades matter anymore because there's just so many battles with recalls. That upgrade is not that important. Upgrade is a lot more important if it's like conventional battles with a lot of tanks and siege and stuff like that. Anyways, we're gonna be having the command center floating here. This is gonna be Bisu's last chance. He needs to win this position and deny the Terran, I think, from expanding. Zelle coming out to do some mind drag, but that is not to be. The rest of the Dragoons get clear out, and this base is shut down for good for Bisu. There's no way Bisu can reclaim this area. He's gonna try to take the 3 o'clock position. Very ballsy move. Of course, this complete unexpected, and if he can keep it, it's nice as well. Bisu's re-expanding like in several locations. He's just making use of the fact that he's very mobile with his arbiters. We might have more. Okay, these 2 arbiters have full of energy. They're gonna try to return home now. Can they do a recall somewhere? Looks like Bisu's running though.'s not recalling. He says, I'm just gonna go run and hide somewhere. Where can Bisu hide? That's gonna be the question here. He's gonna try to take double hidden bases here and make sure that and pray to God that his enemies are able to discover those bases and transferring probes with new bases. Well, Royo is ahead by about 30 supply. So if this was a conventional war, Royo wins. But yeah, look at the upgrades and +3 weapons, +3 armors on the upgrade. So Royo is gonna come in and just clear out the rest of Bisu's puny forces, I think. We're going to be having some kind of recall somewhere. I'm not so sure exactly. You know what? Bisu would just forget about a 3 o'clock base and just go and recall inside his enemy's main. I mean, that's the only way for him to kind of clear out his enemy's infrastructure And by time, I feel, looks like he's gonna come in here. Zelle need to kind of go for some mind drag. He clears some of the vultures, and he's gonna try to, okay, it looks like the last of the vulture get destroyed, so Bisu might get ready for another recall, so he's not recalling. Very, very good for Bisu to have 3 bases, 2 more new bases. If he can get more bases set up, he's gonna have fresh income because his main, all of his original 4 bases are not mining, anymore. So Bisu will need to mine more. Supply-wise, Bisu is slightly catching up with supply, but a lot of it is ground forces getting ready for recall somewhere. I'm not so sure exactly. And Royo takes the top left from the screen. He's expanding like a fiend. Now it's gonna be Roy who expands like a Zerg player. We're not seeing any more arbiters recalling for some time, but Bisu is gearing up for major recall. He's stasising. What is he doing? He's just running around looking for some places to attack. He comes in here. This area's got some Goliaths, and so Bisu pulls back. He's just buying some time. He's got so many arbiters everywhere. When you play this kind of playstyle as a Protons player, sometimes not recalling and saving your arbiters is a great idea, because you just create this kind of fear in your enemy's mind, and that really pushes him to stay back and defend instead of going out there and finishing you off. So that is also a tactic that's very good for Protons. Anyways, we're gonna be having 2 hallucinated arbiters and 1 real arbiter in the mix here. Where's gonna be the position of attack here? They're gonna try to fly right in the middle area. He's looking for some places to attack, and as a response, what is Royo doing? Okay, this is gonna be just a fake. Okay, I guess one of it is real. Yeah, this is the real one, but both of those units have been have been EMP, so that's not good for Bisu. He needs to save the arbiter, so because he can still use it in another engagement at some point. But yeah, for the timing, Bisu is once again maxed out. Royo is once again maxed out. Both players are once again maxing out, and Bisu is mining out at the 3 o'clock position. If he can mine out the 3 o'clock position, he might have a shot of winning. That is something that we're going to be looking forward, and those 2 arbiters are going to be hiding in the back. One arbiter is the fake arbiter, the other arbiter is a real arbiter. I wouldn't be surprised if Royo built a Wraith now and just go and hunt down those like arbiters in the corners. We're gonna be having another recall in the main. What does Royo have? Royo has 2 sciences. So Bisu need to go with the hallucinated ones first. He go for the hallucinated ones, and Royo sees it. He's gonna go and EMP the wrong units. Bisu split his arbiters up. Beautiful split though. He comes in the main, and oh my god, Bisu's not able to cast a single recall unit. He's got 2 arbiters in the group, and Royo saves his base magically once again. We are at the 32nd minute mark of the game. Both the players are maxed out. Bisu's floating 3,900 meters in the bank. Royo's floating 1,500 meters in the bank. Does Bisu switch to arbiters? Excuse me, switch to carriers? It would be unwise at this point to switch to carriers. Looks like Royo decided to move out and assault the 3 o'clock position. He said enough is enough. I'm going to take out that base. There are just 3 cannons in that area. What can Bisu do? He's going to try to mount a series of counter-offensive on the left side of the map. He clears out some mine first. He's going to sack the 3 o'clock position in exchange for the bottom left. Excuse me, for the top left. And Royo pulls back with some of his forces. This is unwise from Royo. He needs to keep some of his forces, but he needs to also take out Bisu's 3 o'clock position. Bisu comes through with a lot of Zelle on the low ground. Tang on the high ground is able to siege. We have a Shadow that drops some storm. The Shadow have energy upgrade as well, which means he can cast 3 storms. They're doing a lot of storm work on the tanks on the high ground. More storms. And the Shadow is still alive, and he's gonna cast even more storm on the vulture line on the tank. But it's gonna be time for him to return home. I feel there's just so much tank power from Royo. Yeah, Bisu's his entire dragoons line will just crush in that attack. We might have a focus on that Shadow, maybe. No, but for the timing, Bisu saves the Shadow and 2 of his High Templars, and Royo also saved his bases here. But the good thing is that yeah, this base is still mining for some time, though not long. Royo's gonna just send some vultures and take it out. We need to have another recall from Bisu at some point. He's saving up his arbiters somewhere on this map. I knew it. I knew that the arbiters are gonna be somewhere on this map. So let's see if we're gonna be having some kind of recall soon. Supply wise, Bisu's down to 153, Royo's at 57, and both the players it's just I mean, this is like a boxing match. The guys are just throwing punches at each other, but none of the guys are going down. None of the guys are just going KO here. They just give you one punch, one guy get hit in the eye, and then he returns right back with another punch in the in his opponent's left ear or something like that. So, anyways, let's see if we're gonna be having a clear victory at some point. So I think that Royo has a slight advantage now because Terran always scale better than Protoss in these kind of scenarios. But keep in mind that Bisu is mined out. He's been mining a little bit at the 9 o'clock position. He's been mining a little bit at the 3 o'clock position. So in terms of mining efficiency, he's mining a little bit better. We're going to be having a recall here at the 10 o'clock position. We have 4 arbiters, 2 of which are fake. They come in right now, but we have a mine seeing the situation. And what is the response from Royal? Okay, these two arbiters is waiting, but looks like Royal might not take the bait though. He comes in right now. There's a lot of arbiters. Looks like Royal is not paying attention, and Bisu goes right inside the main. No, he's gonna save some of his arbiters for the main, and he does double recoil at once. And this is a beautiful move. And Royal, a certain lapse of concentration is, you know, just really making him pay here. Storms on the SV, which is great. More storms and then morphing into Archon. So Bisu is clearing out so many units. And Royal, what is he doing? He had a chance to win this game and he botched it, losing 2 bases at once because his scientists were not in the right position to intercept this. Command Center is gonna die, and the factory on the high ground is gonna die as well. Repair work, repair. Looks like Royal repairs and save his command center. I think 50-70 though. Looks like repair is excellently done. And otherwise, but on the other side of the map, this command center might die though. Looks like the focus fire is on the command center. This command center for sure will die. So only one command center is saved in that engagement for Royal. After the battle is over, Royal is down to 160 supply, Bisu 170, 80, and Bisu is floating 3,000 minerals in bank. He can just spam Zealots. It would be great here. He retakes the what is it? He retakes the 9 o'clock position, and he's gonna try and assault the 3 o'clock position. We can clear out the 3 o'clock position before the Terran can set up defensive structure. Bisu wins the game, I think. But Royal knows that his enemy is gonna be eyeing for that base. So he's gonna be setting up a lot of forces. Zealot clearing mines. We need to clear out that science vessel. The 2 science vessels in the back, getting ready to cast EMP. High temperature on a low ground. And EMP. Oh my God! On that entire group of ground Terran, excuse me, Zealot and Dragoon forces. But now one more arbiter has a lot of energy that comes to EMP. No, that EMP is okay. D-Matrix, I think, not EMP. And now looks like Protoss has the high ground advantage. Nice. EMP on that arbiter though, but the high tech is gonna try to cast a storm, and Royal is losing so many forces. SV is losing, and SVs are dying as they exit that base, and Bisu is gonna have a nice advantage now. Bisu is ahead by about 40 supply, and he's gonna be just plowing through everything. One more recall, one more beautiful recall with our friend here. Royal is not paying attention. No, he's not did recall. Just I'm not so sure. Bisu's got a forgotten arbiter. The forgotten arbiter at the 4 o'clock position. Need to get used at some point here, but no, Bisu clears up everything, and now he's gonna be able to return home and just continue more mining, I think. I guess not mining, recuperating his shield and his energy. Bisu's ahead by about 40 supply now. He's got supply advantage. He needs to reclaim the 3 o'clock position and try to mine it out as more effectively. Looks like this arbiter comes in, he's got no energy. Yeah, no energy, so that's fine. But Bisu can try to finally drop inside his enemy's main, I think. Just forget about these left side. Just go and do a recall in the main. Looks like Bisu's getting ready to recall in the main. We're seeing that recall now. That is fake recall. Where's the real recall? The real recall is on the left side of the map with 2 hallucinated arbiters and 1 real one coming through. Does Royal flinch and return towards the bottom, the top right on the map? I'm not so sure. We're gonna be seeing the real recall coming through. 2 arbiters coming in inside the main. What is Bisu doing with his real arbiter though? His real arbiter comes through and he recalls where? No, it dies. It dies at the last minute. Bisu's gonna try to mine out the 9 o'clock position. If he can mine out those bases more effectively, and that's great. But Royal knows that he's gonna be a rush to mine out all of those mineral patches. He comes in, but Bisu's gonna try to gain a high ground advantage as well with a lot of forces. Zealot, we need to clear the mines hill. Looks like so many tanks. The command center is floating and leading the charge. We've never seen a battle in which the command center is used as the building that kind of provides vision and, you know, blocking Dragoon fire. But Bisu's gonna be bleeding so much forces. Oh my God, High Templar getting sniped in the back though. Bisu pull back. He's gonna be losing so much forces. No, he's got so many Zealot. He comes through. This High Templar is gonna cast 1 storm on, I guess, a few Goliaths, and that's it. More storms on high ground on the tanks. He needs to cast a beautiful storm that hits 3 tanks and 1 science vessel. He's gonna cast 1 more storm on the other side of the map, and Zealot plowing through everything. Not enough vultures, not enough mines. 1 more storm, 2 more storms. He's got so many high tempers. He cast a storm. Now he casts beautiful storm. That is a, you know, that the technique when you select multiple high temperatures and cast several storm at once. Bisu's using it beautifully. There's just 1 more tank until Bisu can reach his enemy's top left corner of the map, but he pulls back at just right minute. He's gonna be able to mine out some of the bases. Bisu, we need to mine out the 3 o'clock position as well. If he can mine out that base, he's gonna be able to win by virtue of the fact that his enemy doesn't have any more minerals. Bisu 3,000 minerals in bank, and Royo 1,000 mineral bank. Bisu is remaking a lot of cannon, which is great. Bisu, you need to go for one money recall inside of your enemies. Expand your enemy's main base and go for the recall at the 1 o'clock position. That's gonna be my advice to Bisu right now. Bisu is just furiously pumping out Dragoons and Zealot, and High Templars are just attacking by ground for now. But I think that's a mistake. It's gonna be time for him to do another major money recall. This is kind of a harbinger of what's to come in Bisu's playstyle in ASL. I'm gonna be looking forward to more recalls, more crazy recalls from this player in this round of in this season of ASL. I think looks like Bisu's gonna revert some of his forces toward about the top right. He knows if he can mine out these bases and just buy time, it's great. He's gonna try to do just that, and making sure that Terran cannot go for, you know, a kind of a snipe on that base, but cannons getting set up. I would keep a few High Templars in that base as well, I think. Just so that you can just use them when the tanks are sieging from the outside. But anyways, Royo is sticking at home, and Bisu sticking at home. He's gonna pray to God that his math works out correctly. We have another Arbiter that's got EMP'd in the back here, in like all the way in the far corners. Inside, he's so far from home, it's gonna be impossible for him to recall. Okay, looks like the 3 o'clock base, the 9 o'clock base got assaulted by Royo, so that base is not mining, and this is gonna be a battle to mine out the bases. Which player is gonna be able to mine out the enemy's bases more? Looks like we might have another recall coming through, and now you know what? Royo's remade some of the factories at the top left on the screen, so it's gonna be futile, I think, for Bisu to drop the main. Even if he can take out all the factories in the main, his enemy can still mine, not mine, but produce buildings, produce units from the top left on the screen, and that is something that we have to take into consideration. Gonna be double recalling, double hallucinated arbiters there, but looks like Bisu pulls back, and now, yeah, the game of cat and mouse continue. The 9 o'clock base have traded owner for like the 6th time in a row now. It's gonna be Royo who actually gets that base, but Bisu comes in with double hallucinated arbiters in the back though. Some Dragoons are gonna be attacking in front. One science vessel getting destroyed, getting sniped, which is great, and this science vessel missed that arbiter. Arbiters still have 2 stasis. There's 1 stasis, and then Zelle coming in and doing a lot of mine drop. It's gonna be the major final battle of the game, but so many tanks in the back doing considerable damage to the Dragoons in the front. That is a beautiful storm, but good pullback from Royo. More High Templars on the low ground, casting storm on the tanks on the high ground, and everything getting destroyed from both sides. Dragoons kind of like dancing up and eating each other, which is not nice. And Bisu pulls back, and that base is safe. Bisu is down to 120 supply. And Royo is down to 140 supply. So both of the boxers are just trading blows, just eye for eye, teeth for teeth, and nail for nail. But none is able to deliver a knockout here. The knockout punch, the 1-inch punch, is not delivered by either of these players. But I'm gonna be saying that, you know, by virtue of the fact that, oh my God, we're gonna be we're gonna be having a major recall. I need to click the recall button now. He does click the recall button. What is he doing? He recalls in here, which is a bad idea. Storms on the SCV line, which is nice. More storm on the vultures, more storm in the back. No, we're gonna be seeing morphing into Archon attack the command center. No, that's too few Dragoons to clear out the command center. He's gonna attack the gas, which is a bad idea, but this recall is clear out. At least it clears out a lot of SCVs and disrupted the mining from his enemy. So Bisu is gonna try to remake his ground forces once again. And we're going to be seeing more attacks later on the field here. Bisu is saving up a lot of arbiters and energy, but the 9 o'clock base is going to be the base that everyone's going to be thinking about. If Royo can mine that base out, Bisu loses, I think. If Bisu takes both of the bases and mine them out more, then he wins. But I don't know, but because a lot of the money, I think, from Royo, which is turrets, he's used a lot of money to build turrets. So which is not good. We're going to be having another recall. The tank is unseating at the wrong time here. And Mind Drag. No, what is he doing? He's going to try to go inside this area. If he can take out the top left corner of the map, which some recall will be great. He's looking for need to split out his arbiters. He's not splitting out the arbiters correctly. And so we're going to be having another fake arbiter somewhere here. But Bisu, what is his next move? This fake arbiter is going to hide all the way in the top left on the screen. We're seeing more arbiters, more Dragoons, more Zealot in the area, in the middle area. Bisu is going to be mined out of several bases, but so is Royo. But Royo is going to be having fresh money coming from the 9 o'clock position. Bisu is like just trying to recreate more forces and attack that same enemy. But Royo knows now that he doesn't have to defend the top right area anymore. He can just leave his home and spam tanks and vultures coming out of the factories. At the top left here, we're going to be having two more stasis maybe. He needs to cast a stasis now. What? My God, he misses. The MB misses. We're going to be having a Zealot The second EMP hits though. High Templar getting destroyed and so few forces from Bisu. Oh my god, that was a terrible engagement from Bisu, man. He needs to pull back now. He cannot attack anymore. There's no like glory in like destroying so many dragoons just for very few units here. He comes through and Bisu loses so much forces in that battle. I think the fate of Bisu has been sealed. The fate of Bisu has been sealed. There's no way he can win because his enemy is mining out the 9 o'clock position. Supply wise, Bisu 128 supply, Royo 137. We're at the 44th minute mark of the game. Bisu, we need to do a money recall. We need to do one more recall somewhere that does considerable damage. I would try the main again. I would try the main again for sure because there's no way to keep on banging your head against this left side of the map because there's so many mines, so many turrets, so many siege positions, so many vultures and Goliaths, and most importantly, so many EMP. Looks like Bisu's gonna try to come in once again with like several hallucinated arbiters. Some of the arbiters are fake, some of them are real. Let's see, Bisu goes through where he's gonna be going in the middle of the map. 2 arbiters coming through. We have to... Oh my god, just like splitting out of the arbiters and returning. Yeah, because it's not gonna be good enough. Yeah, Bisu comes in though. He's gonna recall somewhere else. He's recalling this area. No, this area is not a good idea. He's gonna recall this area. No, that's a fake arbiter. So Bisu accomplishes nothing in that engagement. We're gonna be having more EMP, more hallucinated arbiters, but Bisu just dancing around. One of the arbiters is real. I think 2 of them are real. Yeah, 2 of them are real. He comes through and EMP is getting ready on the field, and of course now Royo knows like exactly because Protoss players always put the fake arbiters in the front. So he can just EMP the guy in the back, man. But more recall coming through, and one of the stasis units getting destroyed. But what is he doing? He's gonna go fly all the way around it to split his arbiters up into different units, and the raids are looking for the fake arbiter. He has split up your arbiters. He's gonna split up the arbiters, and both the arbiters gets the one of the arbiters is saved. He's gonna recall right here. Where's he recalling? Tanz needs to siege now. He needs to siege. Has got very few health remaining. He's gonna recall all over the mine, but he's able to clear out a lot of forces. And Hydra need to cast a storm now. That Hydra is not casting a storm. And stasis. No, he's not stasising. Oh my god, Bisu is losing so many forces in the back. This Hydra may have some storm though, so that might be some kind of comfort for Bisu. He's gonna cast 1 storm, 2 storm, one more storm that clears up a lot of tanks, but that's it, man. Bisu's down to 100 minerals. He's down to 100 minerals. He's still mining out of a few bases, but it's not gonna be enough. Can you draw in this situation? I mean, can you just make like, I don't know, Dark Archon and create a lot of tanks and just defend? I don't know. I don't think that's gonna be the case, but yeah. Royo is still mining out of the top left 3 bases. Bisu is only mining out of the 3 clock position, and if Royo knows what's good for him, he's gonna try to take that base out. Very few mineral patches remaining. Bisu has fought valiantly, but he's down by about 20 supply, and that's it. Can Bisu still win? He can still win if he does some major attack and clear out a lot of forces with his High Templar, but High Templar work is gonna be the key here. Zelle walking right through. Stasis. That is a great stasis on 3 tanks. Bisu plow the front. He needs to do 1 more stasis on that tank with his V-Matrix in the back. He does a nice stasis. And EMP, but a little bit too late here. Casting several storms on this group of Goliaths and Vultures and tanks here. And yeah, the rest of Bisu's forces got eaten up by so many of the tank shots. Bisu does 1 more nice High Templar shot, but that's it, man. No more units from Bisu. Bisu supplies plummeted down to 668, and GG. Great game. If you like the guest video, buy me coffee. The link is in the video description. Have a good day. Bye bye.